Hey there, Aaron McNamara here with StreetText. I'm excited to walk you through our platform and how it works and show you how social media can be simple. Yes, I said those two words together. Social media can be simple. It often feels complex. And what we're going to do is give you a step-by-step instructions on how you can start getting results on social media using our platform with some foundational concepts that you can build on over time. We're going to feed this to you bite by bite, and know this: anybody who comes and works with us, whether you're watching this live right now or whether you're going to be watching the recording after, you are assigned a guide. That guide's job is to walk you through these pieces step by step so you can start to understand how you can layer concepts to have great success on social media. So let's start here. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is we're living in something called the attention economy. Never before have we been in a time where people's faces are in their electronics for a good chunk of the day. If you want to go and meet people in this world, you got to meet them where they're at, and they seem to be on electronics a lot more than we once were. So how do you meet people? How do you get onto social media? That's sometimes a confounding and difficult, overwhelming question. We know people are doing well on social media. We know people who say they're doing well, their businesses are growing, but we have no idea where to start, what platforms to be on, what types of ads to run, what copy to put in those ads, how to follow up with those people. There's just so many unanswered questions. So it leaves a lot of us either just ignoring that elephant in the room and just avoiding it and trying to do other things to grow our business, or haphazardly attacking it and feeling like we're getting nowhere with it. At StreetText, we like to say that you could totally take on the elephant. You can totally eat an elephant. You just got to do it one bite at a time. So we're basically going to walk you through 4 steps here to get started to start eating that elephant. So it all starts here, the Facebook Ads Manager. Have you ever tried to launch an ad on the Facebook Ads Manager? If you have, you probably have wanted to drink a margarita in the process or use some profanity. It's not an easy platform to use. It's like Facebook has gone out of their way to make it a complicated platform. We like to call the Facebook Ads Manager the labyrinth of frustration and confusion. If you nail it and you get on the target at one point, it's only one thing you're going to be certain of is that Facebook is going to change, and you're always going to have to change and move along with it. So when you're frustrated by the Facebook Ads Manager, you have no idea how to use it, and you've just wasted tons of time trying to figure it out, it kind of puts you in one of two boats. On one side of the spectrum, you have hiring someone to do this all for you. So you could decide, I'm just going to hire someone to do all of my social media marketing for me. They're going to run my ads for me. The problem with that solution is you are at the mercy of that expert's level of expertise. Another problem that a lot of people talk about is they say, I have no idea what I should expect in terms of social media. If I spend X amount of dollars on Facebook in my market, what is a reasonable expectation in the types of leads that I'm going to get? You know, the follow-up process is going to be required with those leads, how much it should be to acquire those leads. Because you don't have any idea of what's a good ballpark figure, you're kind of just left guessing and oftentimes frustrated when you don't see the results or you don't meet your expectations that you have. So you end up just, the only option in this case is to go back to that person and see if they could do something different. Or like a lot of us, what we do is we're like, okay, fine, if somebody else can't do it, I'm just going to do it myself. Like we have something else to add to our plate. Well, on the other side of the spectrum, the other option would be you become an expert. You can do anything you want to. You can do anything you put your mind to you, but should you do anything that you want to or put your mind to? Because becoming an expert is going to require a ton of time on Facebook. You could certainly learn how to do some of these things and change with the labyrinth of frustration over time. That's what we have because we're dedicated to it 100% of the time. It's all we do. We eat, drink, and sleep that Facebook Ads Manager to make it work functioning. But do you have that amount of time? And could your time be spent doing something that's more productive, like following up with people, building relationships, and growing your sphere? That's where we should be spending our time, not trying to figure out where Facebook has put the button that was the once there last week and you can no longer find. So what is StreetText? What is it that we're looking to provide for you? This is a solution where you're not going to have to hire someone to do all of your Facebook marketing for you. There is a solution with us, though, if you do want to work in an autopilot program where we will manage your ads within your StreetText accounts for a fee, and we can talk about that. On the other end of the spectrum, you would either have to become the expert. So this is where you don't have to become the expert. You don't have to hire the expert. We're a do-it-yourself tool where you're going to be able to easily navigate launching a Facebook ad from your StreetText platform a Facebook ad that has already been tested and proven, and that we've pulled all the stats from multiple users to come up with that version of the ad. So we're basically going to give you a version of the ad that works. You can launch a Facebook ad within 30 seconds. And if you've ever tried to launch a Facebook ad, the fact that I'm promising you can launch an ad within 30 seconds is confounding to you as well, because it's not usually how long it takes to do it in the Facebook Ads Manager. So what is it that we have? We have proven, ready to launch ad templates. So we test out ad copy across multiple accounts and multiple markets to see what is it about the copy, what text, what offer is really resonating with audiences, which one's getting the most clicks and the lowest cost leads. And then we build that out into an easy to launch template within your StreetText dashboard. So you just have to choose from the list of ads that we've already built that have been proven to work. And then we'll teach you about split testing that momentarily here. But think of it kind of like this. We like to say, think of this as the Netflix of Facebook ads. You're going to have a variety of templates that you can choose from that are ready to go, that you can launch within 30 seconds. And within 24 to 48 hours, you're going to start seeing which of those ads is getting you the best results. And we're going to teach you how to do that. When you launch the Facebook ad, here's the next part of it. We didn't want you to have to pull all the pieces together. We wanted it all to be in one place. So when you launch a Facebook ad on our platform, we like to say you're launching an ad funnel, because you're not just launching the ad. The ad is automatically connected to a marketing funnel that has drip campaigns that are already built into it. So if there's complicated, and there is complicated Facebook ad connections to landing pages, we've taken care of that in the template. It's already connected, pixels already running and firing. You don't have to worry about that or know any of that language. You just have to know that it's working. And then connected to that are automations that are already built into your account in the form of text messaging. Text messaging you don't get to use during a trial, but you get to test out some of the emailing automations that are set up in your trial account. All of that is skeletal and built out. So you get a chance to go in there and put your personality on it, add to it or take away from it. Also know this, if you have a CRM that you're really proficient in, you have the option of doing that as well. So you could take these leads straight from StreetText and put them into a CRM to do your follow-up and lead management in there, or you could do it all within StreetText or a combination of both. The last thing here is follow-up. Our community knocks it out of the park with this one. We have an amazing community that is going to teach you how they're following up, like what they're doing, how are they calling. We even have role-playing sessions. We have weekly masterminds. We have an insider group. There's constant education about, the most important part of this is once you have an ad that's running, you should be able to just kind of sit back, let that ad do its thing and let the leads come in. Now you get to work with your follow-up, and our community is going to share with you the best ways to follow up. So what are your next steps? Your guide is going to help show you the template options you have. So depending on your options and what your objective is and what who you're looking to meet in your market, as well as the market that you're in, your guide has some good understanding about how ads perform in different markets across North America and across the world. And we will help you kind of land on the template that helps suit you. So the guide's going to show you the options of templates you have shortly hereafter in this session, or they're going to follow up with you. You're going to book in with them after this, and they'll help connect you to the different templates you have available, and we'll help you choose the template that's best suited to you. Can you do more than one template during your trial? You can, but we typically say just stick in one lane to learn, and then we'll test out some other things as we go. So after you select your template, the next thing we're going to get you to do is connect to your Facebook page if you have not done this step already. This sometimes confuses people. That's why we put it in here in this quick intro. We're going to connect StreetText to your Facebook page. To get to your page, we need to use the key, which is your personal profile. We're not running ads on your personal profile. You can't run ads on your personal profile, but we connect to your personal profile. That allows us to connect to your page, which allows us to run ads through your ad account. So you will be charged for ads during your trial through your ad account. All the payment goes towards Mark Zuckerberg. So the key to this is, and it's different than what some other people do, is it's building your history and it's putting your brand out there. So that's the importance here, is that these ads are running on your ad account with your pixel and your brand. So we're going to get you connected to StreetText and make sure that connection's all up, good and up and done. And now that we've picked our template, We've connected it to Facebook, so we're able to launch and run the ads on your Facebook page. The next step will be understanding this foundational concept. And people say to us all the time that they did not know this about Facebook, and now it makes a lot of sense of what they've seen in the past. Whatever template you choose, your guide is going to help you set up a 3-ad split test, at least 3 ads. That split test is going to be confusing to you because you're going to use that same template 3 times. The image is going to be the same 3 times. The pin drop you use and the targeting you use is going to be the same 3 times. The copy is going to be the same 3 times, 3 identical ads. So why would I launch 3 identical ads? One thing is different between all 3 of those ads, and it's the most important thing. And it's the audience sample that Facebook chooses when they launch the ad. So when Facebook launches an ad, they're in the attention economy. They don't want people to see ads in their feed all the time because they're not going to be addicted to their scroll anymore. So what they do is they grab kind of a unique sample of people within the radius you define to test your ad against. And they can tell whether your ad looks and feels like an ad based on that audience reaction. So let's say version 1 of the ad that has a unique audience gets barely any reaction. People scroll right past it. Facebook's going to say, looks like an ad, feels like an ad. It's going to give a low relevancy score, and it has little to no information on who do I go to look for next to get them to click. Let's say version 2 of that ad has the opposite reaction. That initial audience that Facebook automatically selected on your behalf seem to be really engaged and interested in the ad. They're giving it lots of positive reinforcement. They're liking it, they're commenting on it, they're sharing it, they're putting their information in it. All of that positive reinforcement tells Facebook that engagement is high. That's going to push the relevancy of that, and Facebook's going to favor it more. It's going to give you a lower cost per click. But here's the most important part. They now know sample profiles to go after in the future. They have more information about who they're going to chase after in the future. So when you look at those 3 ads and the engagement that's happened in about 24, 48, it's about a 3-day period we watch it for, we're going to have lots of information about which of those versions have landed on the best audience. And guess what we do? We keep that ad. We encourage Facebook to keep running after that audience by keeping that ad on, and we turn the other 2 ads off. You now have your split test winner, and we'll kind of teach you how to keep that ad winning beyond that. But let's get you through these first foundational kind of thoughts first. So what's next? We have 4 steps. I told you we'd have 4 steps here. The first step is going to be this one. First step, your guide, you're going to connect with them either here in a breakout session right after we finish here in a few minutes, or if you're watching the recording, you'll have a link from your guide that you can connect with them on, and they'll help you pick the template that best suits you and help you get ready to set it up. Next thing, we'll just make sure you're connected to your Facebook page, and we'll get that connection done, or you might have already done it, so we'll just make sure that that's been done and checked off. That allows us to launch a split test. So then we're going to help you set up that split test of your choice of template. And then the key will be 24 hours later, we're going to get you booked in with your guide. So 24 to 48 hours later, we're going to look at those ads with you, get you booked in, and your guide's going to help you see the difference and help you fully understand. So if you don't understand the split test at this point, no problem. When you see it in action, you'll start to understand how to best use it. And then we'll introduce you to the next steps. We'll start introducing you to our community and introducing you to our classes so you can start to learn follow-up processes that are working and show you on the inside of your dashboard. So now that we've kind of taken you through the basics of how StreetText works, your guide is going to help walk you through these steps so you can actually see it in action. We'll answer some questions for you and start filling in the gaps. Facebook and social media can be simple. And it seems like an oxymoron, like the two don't go together. But if you take it step by step here, you're going to get leads coming into your account within 24 hours. And it's really going to be focusing on that process of building a long-term database. At the end of the day, pricing is important. So we want to make sure we cover all the bases here in terms of foundation of what does StreetText cost. So if you decide after your trial that you want to sign up, or during your trial you want to sign up for StreetText, then you're just going to have the option of 3 different plans. So the 3 different plans are a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 12-month. Each of those plans, you pay for the plan upfront. So you pay the upfront cost for that term, and then it renews month to month at the end of that term. So for example, if you sign up for 3 months, it's $750. That'll unlock all your features and all your templates within your StreetText account, and will allow you to run ads for the 3 months. And then it renews month to month at $250 a month after that. That's StreetText. That covers everything that StreetText does. That's not Facebook ads. So you still got to factor in your marketing dollars that you're also going to be investing in your Facebook ad budget as part of your marketing when you connect with StreetText. The 6-month plan is $1,200. It renews month to month at $200 after that. And the 1-year plan is $1,920, and it renews month to month at $160 after that. So that's kind of a quick briefing. We often learn by seeing. So your coach or your guide here is now going to have the opportunity to kind of jump in and show you inside of accounts and help you take the next step. So we can get you through those 4 steps, and you can start seeing some leads come into your account, because you might be like me, you learn better by doing, not just hearing about it. But we're just going to open it up for any questions. So feel free to reach back to your guide if you're watching the recording to help with the next steps. Otherwise, if you're here live, let's open it up and start answering some questions for you. And thanks for joining us.